welcome to Cook's Corner. The newly published novel, Wuthering Heights, had become a national sensation. Here is a special interview featuring the author Emily Bronte.
Hi Emily, how do you do?
Good.
So let's talk about your new novel, Wuthering Heights. Okay, what inspired you to come up with this unique plot?
I put much of my childhood memories into the book.
Can you give us an example?
I was bitten by a dog when I was young. I used this event to signalize a big change in the plot. For example, if Lockwood hadn't been bitten in the beginning, he would have never discovered the true history behind Wuthering Heights, and if Kathy hadn't been bitten, then she would have never developed feelings for Edgar Linton and changed into the lady she is today.
Interesting. So how did you come up with the characters? Were they inspired by people in real life?
My aunt was Catholic. She was always trying to get us to lead very religious lives, but I did not believe in what she taught us. She was the inspiration for my character Joseph.
So did you not have a good relationship with your aunt?
I didn't say that. She just had very dogmatic beliefs, just like I showed through Joseph.
Anything else?
Also, I do not like doctors. They are of no help. The doctor in Wuthering Heights, Kenneth, did not save anyone. I don't like him.
So Emily, your book had been facing mixed reviews since it was published. What was the message that you were really trying to convey?
Well, I have a huge problem with social hierarchy. I used Catherine Heathcliff to criticize how the social classes can prevent true love from happening. Also, the love story between young Kathy and Hareton also places an emphasis on how people pay so much attention to social class. When young Kathy learned about Hareton's true position as a servant, she immediately treated him with disgust.
Wow, that was a really interesting point. Can you tell us more about the difference between your book and other books?
I personally believe the most appealing difference about my novel is my portrayal of Heathcliff as both the protagonist and the antagonist. Definitely not your everyday hero. He had so many cruel and selfish intentions. In the novel, his role both served as Kathy's love interest and the one who destroyed her.
I see. But I think something else that everyone wants to know is that what literary movement inspired you to write this novel?
I was heavily influenced by the Gothic period. I really enjoyed putting a lot of depressing factors into my theme and plot. For example, the title itself is even gloomy. Moreover, all of the characters have their selfish sides. There is no such thing as a completely pure and innocent character.
Thank you, Emily.
So that was an interesting interview with Emily Bronte. Now we have the renowned literary critic Josephine Moore, but first here's an exclusive sneak peek of the new movie Wuthering Heights.
Will you forget me?
I could no more forget you with myself.
Heathcliff.
Close your eyes. Open your mouth. Scarlet town where I was born. There was a family dwelling, made every youth by the
How could you not think of me all this time?
Give me hope in silence, it's easier, it's kinder. Tell me not of heartbreak, it plagues my soul, it plagues my soul.
You've treated me so badly, Kathy.
But I came and I was nothing.
You broke my heart.
Time will give us nothing.
You killed me.
I'll never leave you. Never again.
So how are you today, Ms. Moore?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well too. So we're here to talk about the new book, Wuthering Heights.
Oh yes, Wuthering Heights has been a very controversial book ever since its release. My peers and I have had many debates upon it because we all have very different opinions.
So what is your personal view on Wuthering Heights?
Personally, I do not believe this book is good for the public eye. It has contained too many scandalous factors that I think puts us Englishmen in a bad reputation.
Interesting. So why did you feel this way?
I think the entire plot is just wrong. The female protagonist not only fell in love with a lower classman, but also had an adulterous affair with him outside of her marriage. It is such blasphemy. It is absolutely absurd. Also, the book demoralizes the English people and makes us look bad. I just cannot take ghouls and ghosts. It's quite unorthodox. It may be a good read, but it has such twisted values and factors.
So, ever since the book was published, it had always been compared with Jane Eyre. How do you think those two books compare and contrast?
Oh, Jane Eyre, my favorite story, to be honest. I believe that Jane Eyre is a very traditional and positive view of love and courtship. As you can see, you've read Jane Eyre, correct? Jane Eyre is a very virtuous lady. She is the true model for women of our society. She's quite the saint. And whereas Catherine of Wuthering Heights, she's such a simple woman to commit all these acts, and she's quite the owner of a mean demeanor too. And she clearly has no moral values and only does what she wants, just like a child.
Well, that was our interview with Ms. Moore. Thank you, Ms. Moore. Have a nice day.
So now that we have the author's and critics' view on Wuthering Heights, let's take a look at the public eye's opinion. Here's our segment on interviews with the citizens of London.
So now we're on the streets of London interviewing people about how they feel about Miss Emily's new book, Wuthering Heights. Excuse me, miss, would you like to do a special interview with us?
Sure.
So have you guys heard about Miss Emily's new book, Wuthering Heights?
Of course.
Who hasn't?
Have you guys personally read it?
Of course.
Yes.
So what do you guys think about the new book?
It was terrible, totally unfit for our society. It completely marred our women's modest reputation.
What about you, miss?
I thought it was amazing because it was different than all the other love stories, and it was so passionately written that I thought it was written by a man.
Oh, so what do you guys think Emily was trying to convey to the readers?
I don't know. What do I look like to you? A literary critic?
How rude.
I think it was trying to say that Englishmen were defined by their social status and reputation, which I don't think is important.
Yeah, we're rich. We look down to the poor.
Okay, so that was an interview with two upper-class English women. Why don't we get another person from the street? Excuse me. Are you a high school student?
Yes.
Have you heard about Miss Emily's new book, Wuthering Heights?
Oh yes, of course. It's the most popular book at school right now.
Have you read it?
Oh yes.
What do you think about the new book?
Honestly, I thought it was a fantastic book. I mean, the relationship between Heathcliff and Catherine, it was so sweet and romantic. I just love these kinds of stories. But I thought it was so sad when Catherine died.
Oh, what a positive review of the book. Well, the book has been getting mixed reviews from the public. What do you think about that?
Honestly, the whole thing with social class, I think it's just a separation between love. Because love has no boundaries, you know?
Wow, what a romantic little kid. Thank you for your honest opinions.
Thank you.
So that was how the Londoners think about Wuthering Heights. Oops, sorry.
I have a huge problem with social hierarchy. I use Catherine and Heathcliff to criticize how social class can prevent true love from happening. Pause! Okay.
Oh, dude, I can't see.
Some factors to support my thesis.
Thesis?
That was a really interesting view.
And selfish sides. Well, I think the most appealing difference about my book is how I portrayed Heathcliff as both the antagonist and the protagonist.
So how do you do this more?
I'm fine, thank you.
So how are you today, Miss Moore?
I'm fine, thank you. So, we're here about talking about
Like have to say about it. I forgot.
So now we're on the streets of London interviewing common people about how they... Oh, okay. So... Oh my god!